Welcome to The Exchange. I'm Guy Schoen, bringing you the biggest news and interviews from all around the business world. Coming up on the show, fashion is a $3 trillion industry, but will demand for fast fashion ever go out of style? Plus, we meet the fashion brands committed to making their products sustainable from runway to wardrobe. The fashion industry is a $3 trillion behemoth that includes everything from clothing to bags to shoes to sportswear. But the big moneymaker is fast fashion, the rapid production of clothes sold at rock-bottom prices. Well, the market is flooded daily with thousands of new designs, making it a lucrative segment. But it all comes at a high environmental cost. The industry dumps 92 million tonnes of textile waste and consumes 93 billion cubic metres of water every year. Well, that's enough to meet the needs of 5 million people. But one of the biggest ways to create ethical clothing is by sourcing eco-friendly fabric. One company that's been in the fibre and textile business for more than 50 years is Lenzing Group. Now, you may have noticed while buying a piece of clothing that it comes with a Tencel tag. That's Lenzing's main fabric brand, produced with circularity in mind to minimise impact on the environment. Well, joining us now from Vienna is Stefan Zielaf, the CEO of Lenzing Group. Stefan, if the vision for brands like Tencel then is a fashion world with zero waste, nothing at all, what needs to happen to make that a reality?
Well, I think it's always good to think in numbers, and zero is, of course, a target when you talk about carbon neutral, zero carbon. But think about where we are today. We are today in an industry which has a recycling rate of 1%. Now, we as a total industry have a long journey in front of us, and that also starts with you and me as a consumer. We need to take the right decisions, buy less, buy good quality, wash less, I mean the clothes, not us, and go that way. And then we can together move that industry towards a very small amount of waste.
Thank you, Stefan. Zero waste in the fashion industry then needs both brands and consumers to make conscious choices. Here in Qatar, sustainable fashion is gaining traction in an industry that's looking to put Doha on the map as the fashion capital of the region. Well, our very own Laila Hamira got to meet some of the people with the passion to help make that happen.
Yes, Guy, slow fashion is still a new concept to most people around the world. But here in Doha, there's a growing community of eco-fashionistas aiming to strut their way into the spotlight sustainably. Let's take a look. Comfortable, functional, stylish, and sustainable. Meet Respire, Qatar's first clothing brand with a collection made entirely from recycled plastic bottles. Founder Rina Saleh first used the antimicrobial fabric to make masks at the start of the pandemic. Orders from the Qatari royal family catapulted her brand into popularity. Thousands of masks later, Rina launched the activewear line Respire that's hit the shelves of Harvey Nichols and Galeries Lafayette here in Doha.
It's our responsibility to educate consumers about what the advantages are and make them understand that making eco-friendly, ethical fashion choices doesn't mean that you're not going to be fashionable and you're not going to be cool.
Finding a cost-effective way of turning this into this has been no easy task, but Rina's already set to release a second collection for Respire, even pledging the proceeds to social causes around the world. Sustainable fashion in Qatar is taking shape in other forms too. And what better way to mold the future than to start them young? These high school students run Project Upcycle. Their initiative recently won a Global Impact Award from Timun Qatar for breathing new life into old clothes. There's more to be done to cut out fast fashion for good, and they're showing that they're fit for the challenge.
Now, as we've seen in the world of art and investments, NFT and the metaverse are all the buzz in the fashion world too. Brands and big retail companies have been jumping on the trend by offering exclusive apparel in the virtual world. digital platforms have been identified as key drivers of growth. But can it also help put an end to fast fashion? Well, Achim Berg is a senior partner at McKinsey & Company, and he's also the co-editor of McKinsey's yearly State of Fashion report, and joins us now from Frankfurt. Achim, can owning clothes in the metaverse then really give fast fashion a run for its money?
Well, I think that is a great question, because I think that the big elephant in the room is, is growth and sustainability, is that compatible? I think in the metaverse, it's very clear, that could be very sustainable because it's digital. I think there is growth opportunity clearly on the digital side, but it needs to be in a sustainable way. And sustainability on the other side, needs to come in a way that, is appreciated by the customers and is still a viable business opportunity for the brands.
Thanks, Achim. So, is the metaverse the alternative platform to disrupt fast fashion for good? Now it's time for our regular feature, Business in 60 Seconds. Start the clock. France releases inflation data for the month of April. Inflation has been rising steadily since January, driven up by rising energy prices. Inflationary pressures are becoming more widespread in all sectors of the economy, but are still in line with the ECB's target. The German semiconductor firm Infineon reports its fiscal second quarter earnings. Earlier this year, the company raised its 2022 revenue forecast to nearly $15 billion. The world's leading supplier of chips to the auto industry has gotten a lift as more car makers shift to electric vehicles. And one of the world's largest online thrift stores, ThredUp, is out with its first quarter results. The US firm is looking to cap off its first year as a Nasdaq-listed company with another strong quarter. ThredUp has been seeing record numbers of active and first-time buyers on its platform for the last 3 quarters. Just fast enough. So, after a tough couple of years, the fashion industry is well on its way to returning to pre-pandemic spending patterns, which bodes well for overall sales. But the rapid rise of ultra-fast fashion is not only causing alarming levels of environmental damage, it's also widening wage gaps and worrying shoppers. Clothing brands then must start taking ethical practices seriously for the sector to grow in a sustainable way. Well, that's all we have time for on this edition of the show. Thanks for watching. Please do check out Euronews.com for all your latest business news. And join us again next time on The Exchange.